You are good at everything you do. Omi stuffs, forcing a polite smile. I'm sorry, ma, but I won't try hard for the swimming team. Why? Mrs. Fadekemi asked, puzzled. This could be a great opportunity for you. Omi shook her head firmly. I just can't, ma. I don't like swimming. After that, rumors spread quickly through the school. Girls whispered, twisting her refusal into something mean. She thinks she's too good for us, Tola mocked during recess. She can't swim with us because we are not perfect enough. Busayo, a known bully, laughed. Maybe she's just scared. She finally failed at something. The whisper turned into something worse. The jealousy that had always been there began to grow. Omi felt isolated. She couldn't enter her room without feeling the stare of her classmates, and they often play mean prank on her. One day, Omi returned to her desk after break and found out her notebook torn, the pages scattered on the floor. It contained splits everywhere. The group of girls responsible stood nearby laughing. What is wrong with you? Omi cried, tears in her eyes. Why can't you just leave me alone? Omi was gathering her own things, her hand shaking, when Busayo, the leader of the Bullies, leaned against a desk, smirking. Oh, look, the queen is upset. Maybe if you wasn't so full of yourself, we will leave you alone. I am not full of myself, Omi whispered as she knelt, but the girls didn't listen. The bullying didn't end there. When she went to the toilet, her classmates would sneak over to her desk. They would pull out her books, scrub insults on the page, or turn them up. Each time Omi returned to her desk, her heart broke seeing her work ruined. One quiet afternoon, Busayo took things even further. As Omi sat reading in the class, Busayo chewed gum loudly, sounding grained. She took the gum out of her mouth and pressed it on the cover of Omi's dictionary. Oops, Busayo said loudly, pretending it was an accident. Looked like it slipped. The whole class laughed. Omi had zinc as she looked at the sticky mess on her precious dictionary. She tried to peel the gum off, but it smashed across the pages. Why are you like this? Omi asked. Her voice trembled. What have I ever done to you? You exist, Busayo replied coldly, crossing her arms. That's enough. Omi thought about reporting it, but she knew from experience it wasn't help. Her classmates would deny it, and the teacher would dismiss it as childish drama. She felt hopeless. The bullying got worse during sport day. Omi went to the locker room to change, trying to stay out of trouble. But the bullies had other plans. They watched her step into a changing store, and Tola whispered to the group, let's lock her in. They waited until Omi was inside before locking the door from outside. Omi didn't realize it right away, but when she finished changing and tried to leave, the door wasn't open. Hello? Is someone there? She called out, but no one answered. She banged on the door harder. Let me out, please. Let me out. Everyone had gone to the field, and her cries were lost in the noise of the games. Omi heart raced, panic building. She shouted and banged until her voice was hoarse, but no one came. Hours later, Near the end of sport day, a group of students returned to the locker room to get their things and find Omi sitting on the floor, tears running down her face. Her throat was stored from yelling, and her hands ached from banging on the door. What happened? One of the girls asked, genuinely confused. They locked me in, Omi whispered, too tired to cry anymore. The girl exchanged her worked glance, but said nothing, leaving her to gather her belongings in silence. That day, something inside Omi broke. Content bullying, the feeling of being tapped both physically and emotionally, had finally worn her down. She wanted to tell her parents, to run home and cry in her mother's arms and ask her father why people could be so cruel. But she didn't. She feared they might pull her out of school or decided to move away. Omi couldn't let that happen. Her parents had already sacrificed so much for her. So she kept it all inside. She couldn't go home each day and put on a brave face. But inside, the heavy of her secrets and the bullying at school felt suffocating. The bullying got even worse when Busayo, who especially enjoyed tormenting Omi, found new ways to humiliate her. During their free period, Busayo sat at the back of the classroom, chewing gum. Omi was focused on her assignment, trying to ignore the juggling from behind her. But just as she started writing, she felt something sticky hit her shoulder. It was a gum. "Oops," Busayo said, with fake innocence. "My bad." The whole class burst out laughing. Omi sat frozen, her face burning with shame. She wanted to shout to fight back, but she knew it would only make things worse. Instead, she stayed silent, her vision burning with tears. As she reached up to remove the gum, Busayo had such a loner. This wouldn't happen. Omi's finger trembled as she pulled the gum off. She didn't bother telling any teacher. No one ever believed her, and no one cared enough to stop it. They were all jealous of Omi. The morning of the prize-giving day at Adetola's Girls and Boys Secondary School, the sun shone brightly. Parents, teachers, and students gathered on the large school ground, dressed in their best outfits for the big day. The air was filled with excitement. The school principal, Mr. Adebayo, stepped up to the podium to start the ceremony. Today, Mr. Adebayo announced, his voice echoing across the schoolyard. "We celebrate the academic achievement of our exceptional students. It is a movement to honor hard work, brilliance, and determination." The students sat on the edge of their seats, eager to hear their names called. Many had worked hard all years, hoping to be among the top performers. For Omi, however, the day felt familiar. She had been there before, celebrated as the school brightest star. As the ceremony began, Mr. Adebayo started announcing the name of the student who had excelled in each subject. The first round of award went to subjects like mathematics, physics, and chemistry, and soon the first name was called. Omifemi Bayo announced with a broad smile, first place in mathematics. The crowd applauded as Omi stood up gracefully and walked to the stage. Her parents, Fumi and Femi, followed her. They stood beside their daughter as she received her prize, and a photo was taken. This was just the beginning. Again and again, Mr. Adebayo called Omi's name. Omifemi, first place in physics. Omifemi first place in chemistry. Each time her parents joined her on stage, and each time the applause grew louder. Funmi and Femi were overjoyed, though it was a bit timely going up and down the stage so many times. Mr. Adebayo called Omi's name a total of 18 times. She had to come out first in every subject that year. At one point, as she returned to their seat, Femi kissed his daughter on the cheek. "Omi, my star, do you ever get tired of winning?" he teased, pride shining in his eyes. Omi smiled, brushing back her hair, maybe a little. She admitted softly, "But it wasn't it. I work hard, and it's shown," Funmi added, pulling her daughter for a kiss on the cheek. "We couldn't be prouder of you, my darling." The joy Omi felt was clear. For a brief moment, all her worries about bullying faded. She had earned these victories through her hard work, and her parents' love and pride filled her heart. Busayo and her group of bullies sat together, their faces twisted in sore expression. With each award Omi received, their jealousy grew stronger. "Can you believe this?" Busayo muttered angrily to Tola, her closest friend and fellow bully. 18 prizes. Who does she think she is? Tola snubbed. She thinks she's better than everyone. That's what. Look at her, smiling like she won the world. Just wait until next time. We'll show her, we'll make her life miserable. The others nodded in agreement. The prize-giving ceremony ended, but Busayo and her group couldn't stand it. They were focused to clap politely as Omi was named the top student of the year. As the crowd dispersed and students began heading home for the holiday break, Busayo turned to her friend with a wicked grin. "Let her enjoy her little moment," she said. "When we come back, things are going to be changed. For Omi, the holiday break was as much needed. Escape from the stress of school. She could push it to the back of her mind and enjoy being at home with her parents. Her favorite part of the holiday was always the time she spent swimming in the pool at home, a private place where she could truly be herself. In the water, Omi felt a peace. She loved the feeling of transformation, the way her leg shimmered and turned into a mermaid form. Watch out for the next part. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share, and on your notification bell for more interesting stories.